Hello and welcome to another video. In today's video, it's finally stopped raining, so all of the tractors that we got out of the storage barn in the last video, we've put them all out onto the grass in front of the workshop, and we can show you them because we're going to do a bit of a virtual tractor show part 2 with these tractors, since you didn't really see many of them in the original virtual tractor show video. Right, so we have got 9 tractors out for you here today, which I believe only 2 of them were in the last tractor show video, the 2 on the end, and I think only one of them has been in a video previously, so I think that's 6 or 7 tractors that you haven't seen before. Right, so we'll do a bit of a walk down the line now, tell you a bit about each tractor like we did in the first video. So starting the line up here, we have the 1963 Cub Cadet Original. This is in better condition than our other original, and was built around the same time as Bolens were building the Ridermatic and the 600. So when we get this working in future, that'd be an interesting comparison. Also, it has a Kohler K161 in it, I believe, which is the same engine as a Ridermatic. Then we have this Bolens H16, it's an early one, you can see it's got the Husky thing on there, and it's got the older Howard sticker on the side. Now, we bought this when we had the opportunity to, since H16s are a very useful tractor, but we haven't actually really done anything with it. Then next to that we have the Countach K18, which this was the first tractor that Dad bought before I was born, and using this made us think that we needed to get something a bit older and a bit more sturdy, like a Bolens. Then next to it we have a tractor you definitely haven't seen before. This is the Bolens 1477. This is our only Husky large frame, and you can see it has the thinner front tyres. And yeah, it's 14 horsepower, and that needs a very big rebuild. And they are very rare in the UK. Then next to it we have the 1970 Bolens 1253, and this was working before we put it into storage a few years ago. Then it's not working now, so this I'm sure shouldn't take too much to get working again. You can see we've got chevrons on the back, which you can see there's different rim colour. There's a reason for that. That's our spare set of chevrons, because the wheels on this blew up while they were in storage. I'm guessing that was from one of our hot summers a couple of years ago. Right, second half of the lineup here now. We have a Wheelhorse Raider 10. It has a 10 horsepower Tecumseh engine in, and is the Wheelhorse equivalent and rival of the Bolens G10, but we'll get onto that in a second. We do have a deck to go with this, and Dad used to cut the grass with it, and it'd be nice to get that running again to compare the two. Early comparisons though, this is easier to push. Now moving on, we have this Bolens G14, which the steering's seized and needs a mechanical and however you describe that restoration. And as you can see, it is road registered, so it'd be interesting to get the logbook for that. I believe it is our only tractor that is road registered. It did have a hydraulic lift kit on it at one point, but we took that off when it was sitting outside, which you may remember we did put that into that storage place quite a while ago. Next we have the Bolens, the 1975 Bolens G10 that I mentioned a bit earlier. It has the Haban sickle barmer on the side. This has always been very reliable when it was a firewood tractor, or when it's had this on and started up straight away after being in storage for a couple of years. And we did take this to a local show a couple of years ago. Now finally, there is the Wheelhorse D200, which that has a Kohler 20 horsepower engine, and it's the Wheelhorse equivalent of the Bolens HT20, so again be an interesting comparison. It's got a hydrostatic transmission, but it's on this lever instead of a pedal. has the original seat, which we do have the arms for, and it's very comfortable, and it does have what's left of a 3-point linkage. Right, so we're going to go back down the line now and talk about what every tractor needs and what we're going to plan to do with them. Right, so starting here we have the Wheelhorse D200. Now this needs all of these modifications taken off, because I'm guessing these modifications were for either side lights or indicators, and then up here you can see there's these holes which I'd imagine was for a beacon. So I think this has probably been on the road at some point, and we haven't used this in so long, we don't really know what it needs doing to it, so I'm sure some investigation wouldn't go amiss with that one. Bolens G10, it's very reliable, it doesn't really need anything doing to it, just needs taking for a drive every so often so that it stays working and you can get some full circulation. This needs a very big restoration. We do have some G14 parts tractors that we can kind of merge with this one to make one good one. Then we have the Wheelhorse Raider 10. We remember that this has an engine problem, but we're not fully sure about it, so it could probably do with some investigation at some point. Then we have the Bolens 1253. With this one, it was running quite well before we put it into storage, so I'd imagine it only needs cleaning out the fuel system, tank and the carburettor. And then that was run because it was before we started using fuel additive. And you can see we do have the lift lever here, which it didn't have one when we got it, but we got that spare one, so we'd probably fit that around the same time. Now the 1477, this needs quite a big restoration, obviously. And I feel like we need to do a restoration before this to develop our skills. Probably a couple of restorations before this, to be honest. Then we have the Countach K18, and although this kind of sparked us needing to get a more sturdy or better built tractor, it'd be nice to get this going again, because we do have some nice attachments to go on it, and it uses Westwood sized wheels as well, so it's quite convenient having the two working. Then the Bolens H16. Now we do have 5 of these in total, so it'd be nice to get them all in the workshop side by side so we can do all of them at the same time and kind of cross match between them, see what parts have been are missing or have been adapted or modified by a previous owner. Then finally the Cub Cadet original, which this I have a feeling would be one of our first restoration projects, and we'd do that alongside the other one, quite like the H16s, so that we can cross match, and we do a full paint restoration on this as well. But now we're going to put these all back into that storage barn that you would have seen in the last video, and the layout that we're doing in there is the projects that we're planning to do sooner, or the smaller projects will go towards the front or stay on the floor, and the bigger projects, or the ones we don't plan to do quite as soon, will go on top of the tractor stand or to the back. Right, so we're going to start putting these into storage now. So that is the end of this video, because we're not going to bore you with us just driving around there or pushing them around there, or putting them onto the hydraulic bench, lifting them up and pushing them onto the tractor stand. So that is the end of this video. Thanks for watching, I hope you've enjoyed. We like to do a line-up like this every now and then. Let us know what your favourite tractor is, or what project you'd like to see soon. And we always respond to comments on the YouTube video, so comments welcome, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!
Please subscribe to my channel, like this video and see our other videos. More to follow as we do more on this tractor. Bye!